Hey friends, it's Hope, and today I am here to do my Friday Reads video for you guys and a little bit of a life update. I haven't filmed a video, well, I take that back. I actually filmed one video in the last 2 weeks, and I feel like I have been so absent from BookTube, and that's because a lot of things have been going on, and there are going to be some things coming up within the next couple of weeks, and so I probably won't be posting a lot of videos, and I just wanted to explain my semi-absence. So for starters, I actually just got back. I went home to Missouri to visit my family over an extended Labor Day weekend. I was there for 5 days. And then before I left for Missouri, my sister Hannah actually came to Baton Rouge and stayed with me for almost a full week. I've just been really busy with just hanging out with family and spending some much needed quality time with them. So even before my sister came into town and I went home to Missouri for the extended Labor Day weekend, I accepted a new job at a new company here in town. And so I was finishing everything up at my old job at the very end of August, and I actually start my new job tomorrow. I am super excited, but a little bit nervous. Like, you never really know what to expect on your first day. Fingers crossed it goes really well. It's a really great nonprofit company, and I'm so excited to be a part of their organization. If you guys are wanting to know a little bit more about what I'm doing, just let me know below. Maybe I'll chat it up with you guys in the comments, or maybe I will do a future video on that topic once I get established into the company. So yeah, so that starts tomorrow, and I have no idea what this new schedule is going to look like for me. And then on top of that, it is the fall, which means football is back, and I'm so excited. LSU is a big deal here, and we will be going to some games on Saturdays, and the games that we're not going to at the actual stadium, Saturdays, like all day from when you wake up to go to sleep, is football Saturdays. A lot of you guys know that in the summer I actually get most of my reading done on Saturdays. I usually take a book to the pool and I read the book usually from beginning to end while sitting at the pool. So a lot of you guys ask me how in the world I get so much reading done, and that is how. Not saying that I won't ever be going back to the pool, but with college football back on Saturdays, I will probably most likely be spending a lot of time watching the sports, because if you guys don't know, I'm a huge sports fan. Mostly I am loyal to a lot of my New York teams because my whole family is from New York, but since moving down to Louisiana and marrying my husband who is from Louisiana, you kind of don't have a choice in not becoming an LSU fan. So I am loyal to all my New York teams with the exception of now LSU. So with all that craziness, I realized that it is now the 9th of September, and I have not made a September TBR. I don't know how much I will be reading in September. For that reason, I will not be making a TBR for myself this month, but I will be participating in a really fun readathon, and it is hosted by Sarah and Chammy, and I will link that readathon information down below so you guys can go watch their videos and find out all about it. But I believe it's called Slay That Series, and there are a couple of series that I have been wanting to finish reading, and I actually have the last books in that series. So I'm definitely going to be participating in that, and I will put my TBR for that at the end of the month because I think that's when it actually is being held. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm really going to try and do my Friday reads for you guys every Friday. Since I won't have like a set TBR for this month, I figured I should do some Friday reads for you guys so you can keep up with me and see what I am reading during the month. And even though I'm not doing a set TBR, I still do need to do my TBR jar because I've been doing it all year, so why stop now? All right, so this one is read a book on the top of your bookshelf. Okay, so like I said, I just did an unhaul, so my bookshelves are like crazy empty right now, and I really need to reorganize them, but I am going to choose The Adoration of Jenna Fox by Mary E. Pearson for my TBR jar pick for this month. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's get into what I'm going to be reading this Friday. So the first book that I am planning on reading today and through the weekend is Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson. I'm a little over halfway through this book, and I actually started this book before my sister came into town and before I went home, and I was so stupid, guys. I took 20 books to Missouri to unhaul. but I forgot to take an actual book to read, and this would have been perfect because I could have finished this so easily. But like I said, I was silly and I was dumb and I totally forgot to bring a book for myself to read, so you know. But it was actually ended up being okay because really it wasn't until the very last day of my trip that I actually had time to read. I was like so crazy busy with my family and friends. So where I left off, guys, this book was already getting like super intense, but this is definitely like the most intense part right now because we're figuring some things out and I don't trust anybody at the current moment. I am also planning on doing a book to movie adaptation review in the very near future. I'm a little bit nervous because I don't like scary movies. I have a feeling that the movie is going to freak the living daylights out of me and probably give me nightmares, so this shall be interesting. And the last book that I plan on reading today and through the weekend is The Martian by Andy Weir. Now, guys, I checked this out from the library a couple months ago and I never got around to reading it. But because I was traveling back to Louisiana and this time I was flying back, I knew I was going to have like a 3-hour layover in the airport and I knew that I really needed to get a book. So I ran over to my used bookstore the day I was leaving Missouri and I was hoping to find this there, and I did. Thankfully, it only cost me $2 in my store credit. So pretty much free, and I am halfway through, like exactly halfway through. And guys, I'm loving this book. I cannot wait to finish this. I love this book so much that I didn't even want to get off the plane once we landed in Baton Rouge. Like, that's saying a lot. I don't plan on doing that many book reviews this month, but I really am going to try to do a book review for this book because I think more people need to read this. And guys, the movie trailer looks so intense and so epic, but do not watch the movie trailer if you plan on reading this book, because there are a couple of spoilery things in the movie trailer that I wish I didn't know was going to happen when I was reading this book. But you know, it wasn't like an end-all thing. It didn't ruin this novel. But if you can hold off on watching the trailer, if you know you're going to read this book, I definitely think it's worth waiting. So yeah, these are the 2 books that I plan on reading this weekend. Let me know below if you guys have read either of these books. Both are very, very different, but I'm highly enjoying both of them. And if you haven't read any of these books, definitely let me know what you guys are planning on reading this weekend. I hope you guys have the most wonderful day. It's so great to be back. Hopefully I won't be gone too much, and maybe my predictions for the month will be so wrong, but I really am going to try and stay present on book 2 because I just love it so much. But you know, sometimes life just happens and you gotta go with it. All right guys, until next time, I will see you soon. Bye.